It's your boy, the Chevy Nerd, and right here we got the new 2025 Chevrolet Equinox. This thing is awesome. I'm personally ready for an upgrade. I own a Equinox and this thing looks sick. I love the new design, the new body lines. It really makes it look like not a mom car, not that curvy look. Definitely more of that squared off look to it, giving it more of that truck feel-esque towards the front. Damn! But let's talk about it. Let's see what this thing's packing this year. So on this one, we're gonna be taking a look at a little bit of a performance upgrade when it comes to the transmission from a 6-speed to an 8-speed automatic on the all-wheel drive versions and pairing it up with the same 1.5 liter engine, knocking it up of 175 horsepower and 203 foot-pound of torque.
What did he say?
On all-wheel drive. Then we also have a more budget-friendly option when it comes to the front-wheel drive version of the Equinox, pairing it off with the CVT transmission. And when it comes to the torque, it just goes down to 184 foot-pound of torque. So depending on kind of what your needs are, you can definitely pick what options best fit you. But let's take a look at what some of the new features are on the 2025 Equinox and learn what it's all about. All right, let's check it out. All right, guys, let's talk about the brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox. The new redesign, it just looks gorgeous. If you take a look at the new front end, we definitely have more of that truck-esque feel towards it. A different grille body to the front really makes it pop, especially those chrome accents on this particular LT model. An even balance between chrome and color, as well as the black mold that kind of goes throughout the bottom of the car, really matching up with those wheels. Really awesome setup here. Towards the back, that nice black tinted glass on there just makes it pop. The rear headlamp, or the not headlamps, but the rear lighting back here just really makes it stand out too with those LED lighting on there. Let's take a look at a couple of the exterior safety features. One, we're going to have that camera right on there that encompasses the surround vision camera. So this model is equipped with the surround vision. Towards the front, we're going to see that additional camera right over here. So that camera is right underneath that bow tie. And then when we approach the other mirror here, we're going to see that camera once again. This kind of gives you that whole feature about that surround vision that you're looking for. Now, as we go through the body of the car, we see a couple other things, such as that little button right over there. That's going to be that easy passive entry. We're going to see it in the front two doors up at the front. Towards the back, we keep coming around and we see two additional cameras on this. We're going to have that backup camera underneath that bow tie, and then towards the top, we're going to have the rear view mirror camera. That's a really cool new feature that was added onto Equinox. So that is new for this year. A couple other of the old school retro type of safety features are those little dots right there. Those are going to be those sonar sensors. It measures the distance between any physical object as you're coming back, because remember, there's blind spots in the camera, so at any point, if in that backup camera you're just not seeing a post right around the right hand side of the vehicle, this car is gonna let you know about it, and it's gonna be loud about it. So it's always gonna give you those auditory beeps letting you know, hey, what are you doing, my man? Don't run into that. Anyhow, beautiful car, awesome exterior. It gives it more of that sharp lines, blocky look, instead of that old school curvy type of style. So let's take a look at a couple of the things when it comes to details. Here we have the 19-inch wheel. This is a special upgrade on this particular model, but you can definitely keep the standard wheel, which is typically right around the 17-inch. This one goes up to the 19-inch, so I think it has a really good presence on this one here, especially with the color. It definitely makes it pop. Now, let's take a look in the interior. We open this bad boy up. On the interior, on the LT models, we get greeted with some standard features. A new design for the door, different areas there. You're going to have the soft touch materials right over here. Really neat. It kind of feels cushiony right over here too. That nice gloss on there as well. And then your speaker system right towards the bottom there. On this one here, we get greeted to a completely new interior. This interior really kicks butt. Right over here we have your vents. What I love about these ones is that they're kind of circular. They can really get angled in all kinds of directions, so it gives you that full control of where that air is going. I really like that. That's a really cool touch. A couple buttons that you'll see towards the entrance. You're going to have that all-wheel drive option. It used to be towards the center console. Now it's to the left-hand side of the steering wheel, which is really cool. Right over here alongside with your parking brake there. New feature for Equinox is going to be the auto hold too, so that's another really cool thing. And then for some of you that have a 2020 or older Equinox, you can upgrade to this new model, which has the auto start stop disabler right over there. Any newer Equinoxes than that obviously have that button added to them. But with the new design, we have a much more spacious interior. Let's take a look here. Right under here, you're going to see a little area right towards the bottom, right down there. That area is super cool because it's an open area that allows you to stick any type of satchel, iPad bag, or anything like that that you're carrying with you. I'm a nerd, so obviously what would I be carrying? Of course, a Steam Deck. So that being said, if I have my video game console down there, it's not in the way of any other passengers. Bam, slap that bad boy back there. Now, let's take a look into the interior here. The new design on these displays. Look at that. Woo! Huge amount of landscape on those displays to give you all the information that you need. So let's get in there and let's start this bad boy. So as we start up, we have that nice, beautiful display right in the center here, encompassing a lot of information here. On here, it also tells us one of the most obvious things: focus while you're on the road. I think it's funny when it pops up and you're trying to drive, but now this obviously is one of the things that is available in the General Motors stores when you're demoing the vehicle. We are going to keep it in demo mode, but when you take ownership, you just click the register button on there. Anyhow, this new infotainment system is really nifty, very user-friendly, very icon-based like it was previously, so kind of keeping things very simple. And some really new cool stuff that's going to be available on this that we'll go over on a separate video. But if we took a look at the landscape, we have a lot of real estate here when it comes to the information panels that are available. From here, we can start enjoying things such as our GPS. The GPS on this new model is super cool because it uses Google Maps through the Google integrated system that's here. It's a really nice display that kind of engulfs the entire display. Now, in any event that you need additional information into your from your maps, and let's say somebody wants to go ahead and switch the music, and somebody clicks there, but you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my spot. Boom, baby. You can move those maps over to your infotainment display center right in front of you. So obviously you're going to be staring up there, but then you're going to do a quick glance down here and then catch up with where you left off. Everything that's important to you, such as your speedometer information, all that stuff is still there. So really nifty technology.
Nice.
I do like that new setup that's there. Now, I'm going to scoot back here. The steering wheel on this guy here, a new wheel, a little bit thicker onto the handles. I thought that was an interesting kind of option that they went this time around, because I know I've been here since 2016, and that's one thing people have mentioned. Gosh, these steering wheels are kind of small. They're not as thick. And I guess now they're thicker, so kind of cool. A couple things to the right hand side, all of your multimedia options here, as well for your voice commands. Since you do have Google installed here, you can tell it, hey Google, take me to Walmart please.
There's a Walmart Supercenter 0.4 miles away. Navigate to that one?
Yes. So pretty nifty stuff that's on there. On certain cars, you can control many other things through Google, so always kind of check out some of the options that are going to be into your infotainment system. On here, obviously, we see the maps get updated there too. Now, when it comes to your steering wheel, again, let's go on to the rest of them here. So like I said, your voice commands here, you can either press it or say the magic word there that I just said. And then here, your music selector kind of pops up that little information center of which option you're listening to. So it's a kind of a quick switch between things right on there, which is kind of nice. Heated steering wheel, and then this guy kind of switches your information cluster to display the information that's important to you, so we can kind of keep things pretty clean, get a little bit more information, open up the maps as well on there. Heated steering wheel, left-hand side cruise control. For this time on the LT model, you guys are going to have the adaptive cruise control. On the new Chevrolet models, you have this little new symbol here, which is going to be that little wavy area here. It's this little guy right there, boom. So that guy kind of signifies that you have adaptive cruise. Now, just in case you want to cancel adaptive cruise, you do have the ability to do so. You just press and hold to cancel cruise. Now you have regular cruise. But you want to turn that sucker back on, push and hit the cancel cruise button and hold it, and then it brings adaptive cruise control back. So just in case you didn't know. Now, taking a look at the steering wheel again, a new button has been added here, which is going to be the limited gear option. This is where you shift into a manual type of transmission, and then towards the back of the steering wheel, you see that minus button there, and then you see it on this side. That is your paddle shifters on the new Equinox. A really cool add-on to the vehicle, makes things a little bit more effective when it comes to more control, more safety on how you're handling your vehicle, because both hands are on the steering wheel. You're upshifting and downshifting. I really do like that versus having one hand on the wheel and the other hand on the shifter. So that's a really cool idea there. You toggle between drive, so right over there, if I go into drive, so electronic precision shift, and I'll show you how to work that. But if I go into limited gear, I have L1, and I upshift using that button right back here, second gear, third gear, and then to the left-hand side, going into second and third again. And then at any point back into regular overdrive, boom, switches it back to drive. So pretty nifty. You can switch on it on the fly. Now, speaking of technology here, we have the cameras. This bad boy's got that surround vision like I mentioned, so that's the top-down view. That right now is the backup camera, and we can click on the forward camera here right at the bottom here. We see the front. We also see a top-down view from the front and the back. We see the aspect of our curbs, so right towards, I think that bad boy, yep, that's the rear, and then we click up the front, and that is the front. Really nice way to, make sure you don't curve the heck out of your car. And then, depending on kind of what you like, if you don't want to see that top-down view, boom, we get rid of that, and we just see a full screen. So pretty nifty, and we can kind of change how we're looking at things. But personally, I like that top-down view. Kind of gives me a little bit of a spot when I'm looking at any sidewalks or anything that are around me. So it's just like this little sidewalk right over here. So pretty nifty. And last but not least, one of my new favorite features, that bad boy. So this guy here, although a rear view mirror, it is hidden capability is, bam!
Oh my God! Wow!
The rear view camera mirror. So I like to use this on my truck in the night, because sometimes that tinted window can make it a little difficult to see through this guy. So turning this on really gives you that nice visibility at night. But this little guy enables you to see a lot of blind spots and also multiple areas. Let me see here. Let's take a look at this guy. Oh, there it is. We're able to zoom in and also zoom out, giving us all the visibility needed, tilt and up. Really, really neat feature on this car. On to some creature comforts. Obviously, we have our temperature dial control here, pretty self-explanatory. A lot more air, and then hot or cold. And next to that, we have obviously our heated seats, left and right hand side, and all of the directionals for where your air is going. Towards the bottom, USB-C and just regular USB-A. Pretty cool stuff. A little area to kind of set your phone, which I think is another really cool feature, depending on the equipment that you get. If you get the upgraded models, bam, this is your wireless charger, which is pretty cool. And then you have a couple areas to store a couple things right in there too. Now let's take a look here and see if I can handle this camera just fine. And then bam, additional storage systems here, or a storage area. Let's put that back in there, close her up. So pretty nifty. Let's take a look at the back. I was sitting in the front seat, and now that is the back seat. Real cool thing, a lot of space. I'm 6 foot tall, and this definitely delivers quite a bit of room. So let's check it out. That being said, whew, that's the distance between me and my knees for me to be able to drive up there and then come up back here. That means A-OK in room. Now, let's take a look at the bottom here. Kind of want to point this out. A lot of SUVs have a little bump that kind of goes through there. That's typically where the transmission goes. And then as you can see, look at that, nice and flat, creating the most legroom in this small segment of SUVs. Pretty nifty. Hopefully you knew that. Right hand side of the bow tie, boom, we got ourselves the exterior. Or the exterior, the interior, bruh, I can't talk anymore. But anyhow, we got this bad boy here. Quite a bit of room and space. Okay. My favorite part about this is it also has this underneath storage area, which is great. So really cool thing to have there. Pretty spacious in that regard. And then when it comes to a couple other cool things, we have a 12 volt. These guys are going to disappear in pretty soon. I think we already got rid of them on the truck. So if you missed those, I guess take a picture. But anyhow, quite a bit of room and storage. So this, guys, is the Equinox. Hopefully you guys like this video. It's meant to show you a little bit about this new Equinox. I'm going to take a couple more videos of the other trim levels so you guys can see the differences. But for a total of $34,000, this thing packs a punch. A lot of really great safety features, a nice classy look to it. I think this all around is a great package, giving you the all-wheel drive as well. A lot of the technology within the cameras. So I find this to be a really good buy, and also a great fuel economic option when it comes to daily commuting and driving here in town. All right, guys, Chevy Nerd out. The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like, follow, subscribe, the whole thing. Leave some comments below. I'm going to be making a lot more videos now, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode of the Chevy Nerd. Peace out.